The Brewers have built a winner in Milwaukee with a potent offense up and down their lineup. The Brew Crew are the wild card leaders in the National League. San Francisco's road trip continues with the Giants looking for a win to break a 5-game slide. Game 1 of the series, Giants Brewers in Milwaukee, coming up next. The road trip continues tonight. We're in Milwaukee at Miller Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. It's the Giants and the Brewers, game 1 of a 3-game series. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Jeremy Affeld. Well, wasn't very good in Denver. Matter of fact, the Giants have lost 5 straight. Need to get back on track, salvage this road trip, and you hand the ball to a guy that's pitching better than anybody on this staff, and that's Derek Holland.
Yeah, you do, and he's been so good all year for him. He's been a guy that they didn't even know if he was going to make the rotation. They took him out of the rotation for like, what, 2 games, put him back in it. He's done everything they've asked him to do, and he's done it very, very well. I think he's pitched to the top of the zone. He's thrown his curveballs for chase. He's given him innings. He's gotten big outs. He doesn't let a lot of guys score and running when there's runners in scoring position. He eliminates that, which if you can do that, you're going to have a pretty good year. And I think he's been doing really, really well at that. And I'm looking for another good game from him tonight.
Yeah, and he is facing a very, very tough Brewers lineup. So it should be fun tonight here in Milwaukee. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update right after this.
Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Back here in Milwaukee, the Brewers take the field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's 78 degrees. The good news is the roof is open. There is no chance of rain tonight. That's the story we're going with. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Panic in the leadoff spot, followed by Slater, Longoria, and then Brandon Belt. Hundley, he'll do the catching. He'll hit fifth, and it's Shaw, Hernandez, Hanson, and hitting ninth is Dutch Holland.
Opening day starter for the Brewers on the Brewers on the mound tonight. ERA 3.96, innings pitch 145. He is susceptible to the long ball. He pitches up in the zone, and you can click him if he puts it up there. So hopefully we'll have some homers tonight. His fastball change is his two main pitches. Very, very good changeup, above average. Occasional cutter, curveball, but you'll see him add and subtract with his fastball and his changeup.
Playing behind Anderson, it'll look like this in the outfield from left to right. It's Braun, Kane, and Yelich. Then at third, Shaw, Perez at short. It's Scoop, and then Aguilar, and Pena is going to do the catching. The Brewers have won 3 of their last 4, and they just finished up a real big series against the Cubs, where they took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. They did, however, lose the final game of that series. So they come into this game after a loss, but they're hanging in there. They're 4.5 back of Chicago, but they're in first place in the wild card. So here's the first pitch of the ball game, and it's a called strike. So we get started at 7-11. Panic with a swing, ain't gonna miss. Adam Hamari behind home plate, then it's Cuzzy, Hallion, and Bellino from first to third. A quick 0-2 count to Joe Panic. Giants have lost 5 straight. That obviously includes the last 3 games in Denver. Got him. And that's how this game gets started. Bruce Bochy was saying, yeah, lost the last 2 games, or the last 3 games, that should have won 2 of the 3. Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
That was that above average changeup that he throws. Pretty good arm action, keeps it down. Saw him throw high fastballs right out the gate to Panic. You see a lot of that. High fastball, low change.
Slater takes a strike, hitting at 286. A home run, 16 runs batted in. With Longoria to follow. On the ground to third, it's Shaw. And Shaw throws it away. And safe at first is Slater. That'll be an error on Shaw. And the only thing that kept that ball from going into the dugout is that protective screen.
Didn't even really feel like he should have really. He just sailed it.
Yeah.
There's nothing he really had to deal with right there. He just.
A little flip job across the diamond.
And you don't want to run into that guy first base.
No, just avoid him.
I don't think you'd win that war.
Here's Longoria. Shaw started to, or make that Slater started to go, but then it looked like he slipped a little bit. Longoria took the pitch for a strike. 244 with 15 home runs, 49 driven in. Swing and a miss. Longoria has only faced Anderson 2 times. He's 0 for 2. Making his 28th start, and a soft toss to first. Beautiful day here in Wisconsin. Yesterday, day off. Gorgeous. Slater with his lead. And Longoria fouls it back. Jeremy may have mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. Anderson faced the Giants on July 27th. And you're right. 3 strikeouts, 1 run, and 6 innings. And he picked up the win that day. Foul back again. He is one of those that we used to refer to as a fairly comfortable 0 for 4.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything that overpowers you. He just kind of gets you out. He probably is one of those pitchers that goes more with, I'm going to let you get yourselves out, and I'm just going to pitch to contact.
Right. Longoria takes low and away. It's 1-2. And Slater leading, and they got him. Slater's not leaving the bag. He said, no, I'm not, I wasn't out. So that'll mean Bam Mullins will got him. Slate, you're going to have to leave.
He couldn't believe it. I mean, he almost sold me on it. I wouldn't even be like, you're I can't tell from that angle. Here I can tell.
I mean, look, it's close, but you're not going to overturn that.
No, can't.
On the ground towards the hole. Shaw's got another chance, and that'll end the inning. Holland coming out. Kane, Yelich, Aguilar coming up. Schoop and then Shaw. Hernan Perez will hit 7th, and it's Pena, then it's Anderson.
Dutch Holland on the mound for the Giants this evening. 7-8 with a 3.56 ERA. He is the leader in innings pitched for the Giants. 16 home runs allowed, but the left-handed hitters are hitting 178, and he does it with pretty much a fastball. He moves in and out. He hits all different quadrants of the strike zone. Will throw his curveball for chase most of the time. Can be a little bit hitterish with that curveball because he kind of leaves it in the middle from time to time. But you'll see a mix-up, but he's pretty much going to go in and out, up and down with his fastball.
So here's Kane. Kane having a good year. 309, 10 home runs, 35 runs batted in, and he takes the first pitch wide. Yelich and Aguilar here in the bottom of the first. And a base hit to right field. So Kane just flips it to right. Defensively behind Dutch Holland, it'll be Shaw, Hernandez, and Slater in the outfield, left to right. Longoria instant panic. Belt third to first, and Hundley will catch Derek Holland. So here's Yelich. Yelich having a terrific season. His first year here in Milwaukee. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Just reading, he's in the NL MVP conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Those numbers.
Well, it's kind of the opposite of a ballpark as to what he played in when he was with the Marlins. This is a great offensive ballpark. Miami's not so much.
Yeah.
A better move from Holland to keep Kane, who's got 26 steals, close.
And the ball to right field flies. The left-handed hitters, this is as good a park as any.
Little jam shot to third. Longoria gets a tricky hop, but he throws him out. Here's our BioFreeze moment, powered by BioFreeze. Cool the pain. Holland against the Mets on Saturday, a no decision, but he only gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He was very good. By the way, on the play, Kane went to second, so Kane is now in scoring position as the big, and I mean the big, Aguilar steps in. And Holland's going to chase Kane back. Aguilar, I stepped out into the Giants dugout for 5 minutes before the game, and Aguilar happened to be the Brewer taking batting practice, and he was flipping him out in all different spots in this park. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, he gets his legs into it. Pretty much pop it up and it's going to go out. Did he hit any out of the park?
No.
Bum did.
Bum did. He went into through the windows. Right on the inside corner, so a couple of really good spots. StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Belt with a little jam shot. I don't know, the ball's not carrying on the infield today.
I'll tell you, that is a well executed fastball to a guy like that. When the guy's big like that, you know he's trying to generate bat speed. They don't usually love it in on the hands. They have a hard time getting their barrel there. He didn't like the pitch before that. Ball was right on the inside corner, and then that last pitch was his perfect. I mean, he threw it right up in. You can't get your barrel to that. You know, to keep that guy from leaving the ballpark, you're going to have to tie him up like that.
Like that. Here's Ryan Braun. Braun, lifetime against Holland, is 2 for 3. Only played in that series against the Giants when there was a left-hander that was starting the game. Inside corner strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the pitch. Drive into left center field and hit well and gone. And it's 2-0 Milwaukee. So Braun hits the first pitch that he sees into the Brewers bullpen.
So many different guys in this lineup that you have to be careful of. They're all hitting for pretty good power when it comes to Yelich, Aguilar, Braun. And Braun has made a living hitting that ball into that
bullpen. So he gets a couple of jam shots for outs, and then Braun hits one into the bullpen. And here's Jonathan Scoop, who also likes to swing for it, as he takes the pitch down low. 20 home runs, 53 runs batted in. This one towards the end of the bat is Shaw is coming in, and he'll put it away, and that'll end the inning. Damage done. Braun's home run. After one, it's 2-0 Milwaukee.
Area is brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
2-0 Milwaukee. Here's Belt. Belt hitting .259. Takes a ball. He's got 14 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Belt fouls it out of play. So 1-2 to Belt. Belt pops it up. Welcome fly with Alaska Airlines to over 115 destinations. And on Saturday the 15th, the first 40,000 fans are going to receive an Alaska Airlines 2-for-1 voucher. And the Giants will also take on the Rockies that day. Buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com. Here's Hundley talking about this Brewers lineup that has the potential of just about everyone in that lineup to hit one out of the park. Just in the lineup, the Brewers have hit 147 home runs as Hundley drives it into left field for a base hit. And the Giants in their lineup have 66. So that's a plus 81 for Milwaukee. And look, no Sandoval, no Posey, no McCutcheon. I get all of that. But you can see what you got your hands full when you come into this park, because you're going to have to hit a few homers to beat them.
Yep. And it's trending. You saw the Rockies had all these homers. I mean, It seems like teams now, they're just getting so offensive, so important.
I mean, averages are down, home runs are up, strikeouts are up.
Well, you're seeing hitters are sacrificing their average because they're like, but I'm scoring runs, and you got to win. You got to score runs to win ball games. So they're swinging for it. Some of these guys are they're all in. That's why there's so many strikeouts. It's because they're all in on every pitch.
This is Shaw. Just for the fun of it, for about a week, look at all the box scores and see if that team you're looking at has more hits than strikeouts. Shaw takes low, 2-1. See, the Brewers are second, Dodgers are first.
Surprised the Diamondbacks aren't on there.
I agree. Shaw takes a breaking ball. It's 3-1. And of those five, really two parks that you can get it. This ballpark gives up home runs, and so does Colorado.
Yeah.
But the other three, not so much. And the walk.
Really exciting to see him take a walk right there.
Yeah.
He's making an adjustment, Kite. He's not swinging.
Well, he was 1 for 14 with 10 strikeouts.
Working the count.
So here's now in this lineup, this is Babe Hernandez.
Yes. Yes, it is.
15 home runs, 39 driven in. And he hooks it foul with Alan Hansen on deck. Murkis has faced Chase Anderson twice. He's 1 for 2. The one hit was a double. Up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Check swing roller. That's 1 and 2. So a nice turn by Scope. I beg your pardon, at second base. 2-0 Milwaukee.
Get up to 37% off appliances and up to 50% off mattresses.
It's 2-0 Milwaukee. As Travis Shaw is going to hit first. Shaw 27 home runs, 76 driven in, and takes a call strike. Not faced Holland before. But this guy is taking advantage of the hot spot to right field, but he also can hit that bullpen in left center too. He's just a big, strong fella. And the 1-1 is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hernan Perez on deck, and then Manny Pena. Swinging a bouncing ball, foul. It's 2-2. Center field. Struck well. 1 out.
That might be the one part of the ballpark where it could go, but it'll hold up.
Yeah, I think it is. Center field, you can pitch to that part of the park.
Yeah.
Here's Perez, 9 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Popped up. Slater. Easy.
Yeah.
2 outs.
May need to check his shoelaces after that. I got tangled up in him.
He stumbled around a little bit like he was on roller skates. Here's Manny Pena. Pena at 259, 8 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Braun's home run, 2-0. Hooked foul. So it's a quick 0-2 to Manny Pena. Here's the 0-2 and a waste pitch is high. No, arm wrestle the guy on the right here when the evening's over.
You are?
Yeah.
Do I have to bet on you?
No, you don't. 1-2 pitch. You can save me though by maybe saying, no, I'll do it. I got you. Pena strikes out. We'll head to the third. It's Hansen to lead things off. August 29th, the Brewers were in Cincinnati, and Christian Yelich hit for the cycle. He went 6 for 6. Became the 4th player since 1920 to have 6 hits while hitting for the cycle. He had 2 singles, a home run, a double, triple, and a single. Brewers won 13-12 in 10 innings.
It's a really tough park to hit a triple in.
It is.
Man, it's like a little league field.
It is, absolutely. So here's Hansen. All right, they can turn the music off. Thank you. Hansen hitting 263. Hansen with a base hit to right field to open up the third. And that'll bring up Dutch Holland. Holland is 3 for 47. And he is going to be asked to lay down a bunt. And he bunts it foul. And you say, well, all right, what do you let him swing away? Well, one of the reasons you have him bunt is to stay out of hitting out of a double play. Ron Wotus is going to be saying to him, now look, do you think you're going to hit into a double play? No? All right, well then maybe they're going to let you swing. So heads up. Or if that third baseman is down your throat, then if you want to take a little bit of a swing.
Yeah. The slash comes into play if that third baseman's going to charge in like that. Like, he's so close even right now. He's going to let you know I'm going to be on top of that dish before you bunt the ball.
And you're right, Shaw was right on top of him.
In fact, I think Holland missed. I don't think he bunted that square because I think he threw it over the top of Shaw, and so he lost it in Shaw's body.
I think he did. You're right. Got him.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Voice sounds better.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like it's coming.
Well, hey, look, you had 3 days off in Denver.
It's the altitude, man.
Panic takes a pitch in the dirt. I mean, can you count the times in your life where you've actually had like laryngitis?
No, I think some people would say that you probably have it a lot by the amount of times you speak, but no, I think I can. I don't even remember when.
Yeah, as long as I've known you, you've been able to speak. Panic fouls this one just below us. And it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, when I was in Denver, I didn't see the stop talking business cards. And then first game here, you have the whole stack out.
Well, I didn't have to pull them out in Denver. I clearly, one of those broadcasters in Detroit should have had a stop talking card.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe laryngitis.
Or maybe a don't care card. Hansen goes. And the throw. And they did not get him. Wow, I started to make that call before the umpire did. And I thought Tom Hallion was going to ring him up. The Brewers obviously are going to take a peek at it. Little hesitation on Hansen's part. Oh, he made it.
Yeah, he made it. I don't think they have to take extra time down there in the Brewers dugout. The umpires like speed it up. They're only 5 for 22 in their challenges. That's not very good.
It isn't very good.
Yeah. They only challenge the ones that are definite overturns now, because they're not doing the ones that maybe we can sneak this one out.
Maybe they don't have the quality people like we have.
That's a good point.
Panic with a foul back. 1-2.
I mean, I've seen one of our guys, I don't want to name names, but Dunstan, with the phone didn't work. I've seen him sprint through the halls, lay out in the dugout, and yell, "Check it," to Bochy.
Wow.
I mean, really, really aggressive.
It's a little inside scoop there.
Yep, we've got some zealous ones.
Panic, a high fastball to pick off, ends up in center field. So here's Slater. How far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzarami. Against Milwaukee in June of last year, he hit a home run 461 feet. Exit velocity was 110. And it was his first major league home run.
I think was it Crawford's first major league home run too, or first grand slam?
First hit.
Really?
It was 2 days after Buster got blown up at home plate. Because we got on a plane after. It was the day after Buster got blown up. It was a day game against
Miami.
And it was almost as if the season was lost. Pitch is down low.
Well, Buster has that effect on teams. He's not there.
So the Giants are 0-3 on this trip. Are you partially blaming him?
Yeah, I'm fully blaming him, actually. Sure, I'll get a text here in a few
Sounds
minutes.
to me like you're trying to get a reaction out of Mr. Posey. And maybe the only one laughing in their house right now is the Twins. 2-0 to Slater. Slater takes a good rip. That's what you like to see with the count 2-0. Hansen's bouncing around at second, and I do believe that if he wanted to try to steal third, that he probably would. But there can't be any maybes in trying to steal third in this situation. And the pitch. Slater, little pop up. Aguilar, side retired. It'll be Anderson, Kane, Yelich coming up 2-0 Milwaukee. California Ford dealers on this date 102 years ago, the Giants, managed by John McCraw, beat Brooklyn to begin a major league record 26-game winning streak. The streak ended on September 30th against Boston in game 2 of a doubleheader. All of the games during that streak were played at the Polo Grounds, and the Giants improved their record from 59 and 62 to 85 and 62. Wow. Oh, there was a tie, and it was due to rain 102 years ago. Some of you folks might remember that. Swing, ain't gonna miss. To Chase Anderson, who's hitting at .095. This guy's close. He's getting there. He's got the hat to go with the beard.
Yeah. 99. 90. The beard might be as old as he is.
Somebody is misinformed that gentleman that that beard actually looks good. Anderson strikes out. Hey, Dave Fleming's here. John Miller is on assignment. See Dave with Darren Chan sitting behind him. I'll head over to that empty seat on the far left and try not to get entangled in all of those cords. That'll be right behind me. It's radio, right? Nobody cares what it looks like. It's radio.
I mean,
until we start showing it.
They make zip ties for that stuff.
No, come on, DC. Lee Jones would never made it look like that. Kane singled and scored in the first. Rocket to center field. Gorkis Hernandez tracks it down. 2 down. Kane hit the ball pretty good.
And they make it look really easy, but I think if you talk to a lot of these outfielders, that's one of the hardest balls to catch because the ball's hit so hard and it's so low.
Yep.
You really don't know if that's hit like a rocket, a bloop. Is it going to bounce in front? Do I need to go back on it? So judging that ball, that's a pretty good route, and a big league outfielder needs to make that play, but it's probably not the easiest play to make for those guys.
Well, he makes it look easy.
He does.
Here's Yelich.
But you'll see a lot of guys on those kind of things, they freeze, and then it's like too late. The ball's going to be by them, and people always wonder how they miss those because they don't know.
If it's a ball in front of you, it's too late.
Yeah.
Big chopper to Belt. This is going to end the inning. So Holland comes back with a nice third inning. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 2-0 Milwaukee.
Friday, and the first 10,000 fans will receive a 60th anniversary t-shirt presented by Informatica. Break out all your orange gear you have and come out to AT&T Park as the Giants take on the Rockies at 7:15 p.m. Buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com. And joining me, Dave Fleming.
You say that with so much joy in your voice. Hi, Jeremy.
Well, I don't want to be too zealous yet. You know?
Yeah, I get it. It's I think you guys showed the group of Giants fans who are here. It's almost Orange Friday here in Milwaukee, isn't it?
Down the left field line, yeah, and above the bullpen.
Yeah, the Giants Vacations group is decked out. Longoria against Chase Anderson. There they are. A very spirited group. We saw them this morning. Had a little brunch. Eli Whiteside, Aramis Garcia, Gregor Blanco all came and talked to the group of Giants fans who are here. Longoria, base hit to start the inning.
How was it? Was it good?
Those three did an excellent job. A lot of our Giants fans, I don't think Giants Vacations has brought a group here to this city and this ballpark in a long time. So for a lot of it, it's their first time in Milwaukee. Everybody asking about Kringle.
Kringle.
How do you get your hands on some Kringle?
Ooh.
I see Larry Purcell in there. Some of our Giants fans have been doing this for so long. I recognize a lot of them.
First name basis.
Yeah, there's Larry. There's Chris. We know some others. As Brandon Belt stands in and pulls one into right field. That's a base hit for Belt. Giants are in business here in the fourth. Back-to-back singles. Yeah, Brandon Belt. Wasn't hard to read her lips.
Yeah. There's those ladies were in the lobby when I may or may not have been crushing a Kringle down there at 9:30 last night, and I gave them some.
You did?
Yeah.
Were they as excited as that when you gave them a piece of Kringle?
Not initially, and then they ate one, and then there was a whole Kringle chant.
Yeah, let's go Kringle.
Yeah, let's go Kringle.
Everybody has gotten a slice, I think. I think your brother brought 15 of them back yesterday.
Yeah.
Your brother. I'd say your brother. Your partner, Dwayne Kuiper, Jeff's
More
brother.
My grandfather. but
oh, I'm going to tell him you said that. Well, let's see if the Giants can turn this into something. Hundley got a base hit his first time up. Back-to-back singles against Chase Anderson. You know, it's funny. He is not a power pitcher per se, but I think a lot of hitters approach him like they do a power pitcher, where you don't want to get into that two-strike situation. That changeup especially is such a weapon for him. Maybe we're going to see a little more aggressive approach.
And he's got kind of he's straight over the top. I mean, it's kind of an Iron Mike type feel, so it's crisp. It's going to jump, but you're right. What sets up that fast? It's not. No one's getting blown away by that fastball, but the reason why they swing late is because his changeup is so good. They have to kind of like look for it, and then they're in between that fastball speed because that changeup is sold so well. It's got late movement too.
That one misses inside, so it's 3-0 to Hundley. Giants have a real chance to turn this into something. Chris Shaw is on deck. Shaw, I thought, had a nice trip to the plate his first time up.
Yeah, he walked.
First big league walk.
Worked to count. Yeah. I didn't think I'd see it that soon, but he did it.
3-0. We'll see if Hundley has any ideas. I don't think he was just purely taking out a very, very generous strike call.
Very, actually. The catcher moved his entire arm back across his body to get that. I mean, if I got that much glove movement as an umpire, I'd be like, I don't know if it might have been a strike, but I'm going to ball you up just because of that. You can't get deep right there.
Now, some umpires 3-0. If it's anywhere close, are calling it a strike. Maybe Adam Hamari is one of those. Still a good hitter's count. Now it's full, 3-2. That's a big call in that. Who knows? Maybe Hundley will do some damage here, but bases would have been loaded with no outs. 3-2. Runners take off, and Hundley hits a pop-up. So now they'll go back. They're going to call the infield fly rule, but Shaw in foul ground did make the catch. That is out number 1. Well, you can get extra insider info with NBC Sports Giants Insider Podcast with Alex Pavlovich. Guest interviews, behind the scenes Giants news you won't find anywhere else, only at NBCSportsBayArea.com. Sponsored by Wendy's. And guess who the guest is this week? It is
Chris Shaw.
What gave it away? the big picture and his name in big capital letters, or the fact that he's also coming up here at the plate?
Well, you know, I work off percentages.
I liked the way he took that walk his first time up.
Yeah.
Looked like he was seeing the ball pretty well. See if he gets something to hit here. He takes in the dirt, and it kicks away from Pena. That advances both runners. So now the Giants have the tying run in scoring position. They have Longoria at third in a sac fly kind of situation, only one out.
Ball right here. I mean, that's a scud. That is a quality scud right there. You got to, wow. See, that's why I threw those, because Buster then was taught how to be a catcher, and he could block those balls, not let that happen.
You know, Buster this year, I believe, I didn't check recently, but Buster rated as the #1 ball blocking catcher in baseball.
Take some credit for that, Clem.
You taught him.
Take some credit for that.
Or you gave him a lot of practice at least.
He's good.
1-0 to Shaw, and he pulls that on the ground to first. Now that's not a booming home run, but with the infield back, it gets a run home. Longoria scores. Yeah. Giants are on the board.
That's right. If I didn't know we were going to score that inning, I would have introduced you with a little more zeal than I did.
Yeah, see?
You know, I should have. That's my fault.
Yeah, tomorrow. Just keep that in mind.
There's always tomorrow.
It's something simple, but for a guy who's struggled to get the bat on the ball at times in his first week as a major leaguer, I think that's a good job. You're in a spot where a ground ball is going to score a run, score the run.
Yep. Productive out, we call those. No one's upset at you for a productive out.
Now we'll see if Gorkys can get Belt home and tie the game. Taking the curveball for a ball. Almost hit him. 2-0. And I think for Chris, you know, part of the goal here in the next however many games or at bats, take a walk, not going to run with a ground, just kind of settle in. I think the strikeouts, you look up at the board, you've struck out 10 times in 14 at bats, whatever. Put extra pressure on a young guy experiencing it for the first time. Just have some little victories and go from there.
And they probably were telling him, like, look, you don't have to swing ball out of hand. I know it could be nervous. You could be kind of, and Colorado's a tough one. I mean, Colorado, you're thinking, oh, I can get some homers out of this deal. But hey, we need you to work the count. Track pitches. Get used to what's coming at you. Understand what guys are trying to do to you. Then kind of zone in on that area that you need to let the bat fly, and let it fly when the ball's in that area.
Well, so far we've established that if it's 3-0, Adam Amari's going to call it a strike.
The rosin bag could be thrown, and it's a strike.
You can tell he's yelling at the Giants. The Giants are yelling at him. A little edginess over the strike zone. 3-1. Gorkys ripped that one foul. This is the one the Giants were unhappy with.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're going to be 3-0 on 2 guys and you just give calls like that, those are earned. Now, if you're 0-2, 2-2, and you've been hitting that spot, you might see that pitch called a little more often, but you can't just.
I think also it's not like he hit the target. The catcher's glove is moving all around. Gorkys strikes out swinging, so that's 2 different hitters, and he's got to be careful that he doesn't get kicked out of the game. I guess he was just sort of asking about that last pitch.
I think he was asking if it was up.
Giants get a run, though. Shaw knocks it in. They're on the board. It's 2-1 Milwaukee.
By the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Dave Fleming, Jeremy Affeldt here in Milwaukee. 2-1 Brewers lead, bottom four. Brewers hit a 2-run homer in the first against Derek Holland. That guy was probably pretty excited about it.
Looks like it.
Yeah, he's just captivated. Jesus Aguilar against Holland, and there's that big strike zone working in favor of the Giants. I think if you're a pitcher, you like Adam Hamari. He has given a lot of those. 31 home runs for Aguilar. He chases. Good pitch from Holland. 0-2. Giants got on the board here in the top of the fourth. Back-to-back singles, a wild pitch, and a ground out. 0-2. What a story. Jesus Aguilar. The Indians just let him go. He signed as a minor league free agent before last year. He's going to come close to 40 home runs this year with the Brewers.
Very large individual. I mean, Slater, when he was on first base in the first inning, they showed up a close-up of him. Slater's not a small dude, and he looked really small. Yeah, this guy has got some power.
I mean, it looks like I go do the Little League World Series every year. It looked like the Little League World Series where you got the 12-year-old who's 5'10" and 180 pounds, and the 12-year-old who's 4'8" and 85 pounds standing next to each other.
Exactly.
The pitch. Now this guy can also play first base. They like his defense over there. He's gotten better there. I think the Indians never thought he was going to be a very good defensive player. He's made improvements, and he's not a bad natural hitter. I mean, he's not just all power. 275 average, takes his share of walks. That one fouled back out of play.
But you can see what they've been trying to do. They start him out away a little bit, maybe a changeup away, and they're looking to get him out in. You can just see how the first at bat they tied him up in, that one there. You don't want him to get extended. You have to go in, and he'll chase it in if you can get it in there.
They went back inside, and he laid off at 2-2. Full count. Braun will be next. Jonathan Scope also comes up in this inning. So you got three hitters, all right-handed, all with power. This is the middle of the lineup. 3-2, and he got him swinging. So he came inside and gets strike 3. That is 8 in a row retired by Holland. And the last guy to get on base was this. He hit it pretty hard.
Yeah. And he's made a living hitting that bullpen out there, man. That guy, that's kind of his spot. He'll pull them, but he can drive those balls to left center as good as any right-hander in the game, I think.
15th home run of the year. He takes that one for a ball.
I thought that was a strike.
Yeah, we're maybe not at our most consistent so far tonight. Behind the plate. That changeup is low, 2-0.
I mean, it is a ball. It is a ball, but
tell that to Gorky's.
Yeah.
Now that time he gets the call, and now Braun's turn to be a little upset. Braun's never been a guy to kind of hide how he feels about a strike zone or a pitch that he misses. He'll bat flip a pop-up with the best of them.
He doesn't get crazy at the plate. He doesn't yell at the umpire, but he says it. He lets him know, like, that's not a good pitch.
Three and one. Well, Holland's kind of shaking his head. He has not allowed anybody to reach base since that Braun home run. He's only given up 2 base runners. He has allowed the home run and the 2 runs. Braun, in a good hitter's count, fouled that one off. He's not the superstar that he once was. Of course, there's been all kinds of controversy around Ryan Braun, self-earned controversy. But he's still a productive player. That is ball 4.
All Giants games on NBC Sports Bay Area are streamed live on the NBC Sports app for mobile or tablet. Stream the Giants on the go, brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. Good group of people, the NorCal Honda dealers.
I don't know if she's streaming or just catching up with keeping score. You've got a lot going on. Camera ready to take photos.
Tweeting me, telling me to shut up.
Could be.
Stop talking.
Could
whatever.
Be.
Kuiper.
Could be. Don't care. Well, we love our Giants fans. And there are a lot of them here in Milwaukee. There are. Way inside to Scope. Brewers made some changes, didn't they? I mean, this team has been a good team most of the way through. They were, I haven't counted who made the most moves, but I can't think there was a team that was more aggressive before and at the trade deadline, and even since then, than Craig Counsell's team.
Yeah, they've been aggressive. Well, they got an offense. They have a ridiculous offense now. They're trying to take advantage of it. Brought in some pitchers. Brought in some depth. I mean, adding Moustakas. I mean, he can hit. He can hit, man. Like, he hasn't done as good this year, I think, at batting average wise. But I think that he's kind of not an everyday player, but that's a pretty deep bench when you guys have guys like that on there.
Scope, one of the new Brewers, pulls this one foul. So before the non-waiver deadline, before the 1st of August, they traded for Joakim Soria, the longtime closer, good late inning reliever. Mike Moustakas you're talking about, and this guy Jonathan Scope. Then on the last day of August, players who had cleared waivers: Xavier Cedeno, left-handed reliever; Gio Gonzalez, we know him, starting pitcher for the Nationals; and Curtis Granderson. That's 6 new pieces added by trade since the end of July. to what was already a good team.
Yep. Shoring up your pitching staff. So important down the stretch. Guys are starting to get tired. Need some. And you don't want just a bunch of guys in your bullpen when you're winning. You want a bunch of good guys in your bullpen.
Strike 3 called. Good pitch from Derek Holland. 2 down. So Scope retired. Up comes Travis Shaw.
Good pitch on that inside corner. I think Holland's done such a good job of pitching to that inside quadrant to righties, both up and down. He's been very effective inside, and it's almost an art that has kind of gone away. A lot of people are living with that sinker away, cutter away. You know, they're trying to. This fastball in is.
It's been a great weapon for him, and you're not just talking about tonight. All year long.
Yeah, all year long.
He's done that.
And there's several guys that do that well. You know, like on this team, you're starting to see these starting pitchers kind of pumping it inside and jamming some guys and keeping them off balance. That started with Bum. Bum's always pitched really good inside to righties.
I mean, the lefties definitely do it, and Bumgarner, who, I mean, he's done it better than anybody probably over the last however many years. But Andy Suarez does it for a young guy. He's real aggressive pitching in to right-handed hitters. Travis Shaw, who almost took Holland deep his first time up. Now, Derek Holland has not allowed a home run to a left-handed hitter this year. He has really dominated lefties. Shaw had a pretty good swing against him. 2-1.
Rodriguez, another guy. I mean, he hits guys because he pitches in, and you see him. He doesn't ever react, and he. Man, they got a lot of guys that pitch in, which I like.
3-1.
And there's a reason why they're. I mean, if you look, I mean, numbers wise, I mean, they're probably one of the best, if not the best, pitching staff since like June, right? I mean,
Giants have been the 3rd best pitching staff in the big leagues by ERA since June 1st. 3-2 to Shaw. Fastball into the lefty. Only the Dodgers and the Astros, and just barely, the Giants are right there with those two teams, have a better team earned run average since June 1st. And look, early in the year, there was no Bumgarner. Jeff Samardzija was trying to gut it out through an arm injury where he didn't have his normal stuff, had a couple ugly starts. So the Giants were trying to find themselves. That is a ball. Holland thought it was strike 3.
So did Hundley.
Shaw draws the walk, second walk issued in the inning, and everybody wonders what happened to the big strike zone, including the big guy.
See, here's a fastball right. I mean, dotted on the outside corner. I'm sorry, based on what's been thrown, that ball's been a strike all night long. All night long, that ball's been a strike.
So now you get 2 on with 2 out, and a right-handed hitter, and a guy who could do some damage at the plate. Giants are feeling a little picked on right now, I think. Perez. That one definitely a strike. Oh, and 2. Up until now, been a super efficient game for Holland. This is the first long stretched out inning. This will be his 28th pitch of the 4th inning. 0-2, spoiled foul.
Saw Hundley throw his hand up there the last second. I don't know if that's something that they have. I mean, that would distract me a little bit, but it didn't seem to distract Holland. But throwing that hand up is letting him know, hey, we're to go away. And then he was telling him up here, and he threw it there. It's pretty good. You saw Hundley shake his head. There's that last pitch. See that He asked for it up there. I mean, I'm thinking it was almost a back-off sign, too, a little bit. I don't see. I wouldn't have missed up there. If he would have done that, I would have probably stopped, tripped on my feet, and threw it right in the dirt it might have hit the grass.
So you didn't want any. It was hard enough for you to stay focused anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't need any last-minute signals?
No. Yeah. I need to be tunnel vision. Don't do that to me.
Holland did not seem to mind.
No. He's a real athlete.
1-2. That one to center field. Gorky's back with room to make the catch. So Holland works around the 2 walks. Brewers don't score. 2-1 Milwaukee. Tomorrow, the NFL season for the Niners gets started. 49ers pre and post game live 1 hour before and after every game all season long. And it's going to be a great crew this year. I think Greg Papa, Dante Whitner, Jeff Garcia on the pre and post game live. Niners Vikings opening the year here in the Midwest. They are just not too far from where we are in Milwaukee. They'll be in Minneapolis. NBC Sports Bay Area, the place to go. Matt Mayoko's got all the insider coverage. That ball is drilled by Alan Hansen to right field and gone. First pitch swinging here in the 5th inning. He has tied the game 2-2. How about that?
That's an ambush right there. He knew it too.
I guess so when you hit it into the second deck.
Hands went out. Put on the right blinker. I mean, he's got sneaky pop.
8 home runs. He's got a lot of power.
Pitch, little, there's a fastball supposed to be away, and he pulled it all the way across the plate. And he did not miss it.
Yeah, you hit one like that, you can celebrate a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Maybe take your jersey off, sign it, put a new one on. You know? I mean, he knew it. There it is right there. See the blinker, the right blinker?
I kind of like the, I mean, that's a home run hitter's bat drop. You don't have to flip it. You just drop it down like that. That's like you've done it a lot of times.
That's right.
Holland strikes out.
Oh, that's beltish. That's a beltish bat drop right there.
It did. It looked like that. He's gaining on Belt in the home run category too. I mean, 8 home runs. That is a pretty impressive total for a guy who's not played every day and who's a middle infielder with his kind of speed.
And he's not looking overexposed that he's playing more for, you know, Crawford. Like some of those guys get overexposed a little bit. He's been hitting better with the more reps that he's been getting, it looks like.
I mean, he needs to become, if he wants to be a full-time, everyday kind of player, he needs to improve from the other side of the plate. He's not been a very good right-handed hitter, but that's kind of all that's missing right now for Alan Hansen. I think he's been one of the better stories of the year for the Giants. I mean, they gave him an invite to spring training, signed him as a free agent. He'd been a prospect with the Pirates. Never got a great opportunity there. A little time with the White Sox last year. Giants have found something in Alan Hansen.
I mean, they got a few guys that this year. I think silver lining on the year. I know it's been a frustrating year. I mean, but dealing with all the injuries, you know, they could have been way worse. But I mean, just the Rodriguez find was phenomenal. I mean, no one's. I mean, Minnesota just let him go for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, just and he's up there in the potential rookie of the year talk, and you have Hansen. I mean, they have some silver linings.
And think about, you know, we were talking about that with Jesus Aguilar, the guy that the Brewers got for nothing. You know, it doesn't always have to be a big trade, doesn't always have to be a major move to find value, to find a guy who can help you. 2 down as Panic pops out. Giants have done that as well as anybody, I think, over the last decade or so. You know, you can go back to Andres Torres, who helped you all win in 2010. Cody Ross basically picked up for nothing.
Yeah.
Santiago Casilla was a guy who was let go by the A's.
Really good one. Yeah.
You know, he joined your bullpen and became right there with you and Javi and Romo, just a key piece in all 3 World Series winning teams. Gregor Blanco was a big part of the Giants, still with the Giants, of course, but I mean, the 2 World Series might not win without Gregor.
Yeah,
he was a guy, a minor league free agent.
Yeah.
It's a lot of found talent that other teams didn't appreciate the way the Giants did. 1-1 to Austin Slater.
Definitely need to credit the scouting department on that one.
Giants have tied the game on the Alan Hansen home run. We're in the 5th. 1-2. Slater 0 for 2.
How many games have you called here the roof's been open? A lot?
I think we've had pretty decent luck coming here over the years. I think we've had it open maybe more than you would expect. One thing about this part of the country, they want it open. They're not like some teams where the default is to have it closed. Slater on the ground to short. Perez throws him out. You get the wintertime here. When it's summer, you want to be outdoors. Alan Hansen quieted this big crowd with a booming home run. His 8th of the year to tie the game. He earned that one. Alan Hansen of the Giants tied here in Milwaukee 2-2. 2-2. Giants have tied the Brewers. We're in the bottom of the 5th. In Milwaukee with the roof wide open at Miller Park. Pena, the catcher, takes a strike from Derek Holland. Pena struck out his first time up. He's wearing that face guard now. He missed about a week. Got hit by a pitch on his shoulder. You can still see his lip is swollen. It glanced off his shoulder, hit him in the face. I mean, the blood was pouring out. He needed stitches, and he did not play for basically the last week.
I think I did see that.
So it's looking a little better now. It was ugly. Got him swinging. So Holland gets his 5th strikeout, 1 away. Winter is coming to AT&T Park. What does that mean? Game of Thrones night, Monday. That's this Monday, September 10th. The Giants and the Braves. There's a special event package with that, a dragon bobblehead standing on top of the AT&T Park clock tower. Plus you get a ticket for the Giants and the Braves. Big games for Atlanta, that's for sure. sfgiants.com/special events.
Did you see that statue?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's a Halloween decoration.
That spooks you a little
really
bit.
Scary.
Yeah. Are you a Game of Thrones fan?
No, my wife is. She thinks I'm nuts for not watching it yet.
Too scary for you. I get it.
Yeah, it's spooky. You know, I want to sleep at night.
How about this, by the way? Pennant race baseball. Chase Anderson out of the game. Using a pinch hitter for Anderson. You got the expanded bullpen. Santana's got power. Right-handed hitter against the lefty. You like the matchup, so we're going to see Josh Hader, who has been the relief ace for the Brewers, in the 6th inning.
Well, September baseball, they always say you got to check your feelings at the door. September and playoffs, you know, you got to.
Yep. And I'm sure Chase Anderson understands that. Holland gets another strikeout. Santana goes down swinging. Up comes Lorenzo Cain.
Except in those situations, to be honest with you, you have something in the back of your head as a pitcher. I'm gonna be honest with you. You pull me right there in that situation, and he punches out. I could have done that. You know, like you kind of have that feeling from time to time. But I don't think Anderson comes across as a guy that is a selfish player. I don't think. Yeah, I know him a little bit. He's a pretty good guy. Came up with Arizona, right? That's when they originally saw him.
We first saw him with the Diamondbacks. He's found a home here in Milwaukee. He pitched pretty well tonight, but he's gone through the lineup 2 full times now. I think Craig Counsell figuring we got a deep bullpen. We had the off day yesterday. We're rested. Go for it. Cain on the ground. Belt. Nice stab. The overhand feed to Holland, who gets there ahead of Cain. Look out, Phil Cuzzy. Phil, come on. Nice inning for Holland. We'll go to the 6th, 2-2. 4 p.m. Pacific time. Hour-long pregame begins at 3 p.m. right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Giants-Brewers game 2 of the series. It'll also stream live on the NBC Sports app. And then the finale on Sunday, and we will head home to welcome in the Braves. It is 2-2, 6th inning. The Brewers used a pinch hitter for their starter, so now they go to their bullpen when it's time for a change. Think Speedy, oil change, and auto service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. The numbers aren't quite as dominant, which is kind of crazy when you consider 69 innings, 29 hits, 116 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And he's cooled off a little bit. Longoria thinking, I don't want to get into a strikeout situation against this guy. He is a fastball slider pitcher.
He does it with mostly fastballs. He's got that slinging arm action from the left side. Ball's moving all over the place. But he was dominant, especially before the All-Star break. That was.
And they use him so aggressively. I mean, he is, in a lot of ways, he is their best reliever. But instead of saving him to be the closer, Craig Counsell just this is the middle of the order, and he'll go multiple innings. He uses him all over the place. There's that slider.
A lot of managers will use guys, especially left-handed, right? Because even if they face lefty righties the same way, most of the time you don't have a left-handed closer for whatever reason. You just don't have it. You need to use the left-handed option. But you'll see managers, they'll go in when it is the meat of the order, because they're like, no, you have to go up. This could be the game right here, so we need to have you right now. And he has his 8th and 9th inning guys probably to go to in the end.
Well, Longoria took that fastball 2-2. Evan has a hit. He's 1 for 2. He has scored one of the 2 Giants runs. Giants got one of the 4th, one of the 5th against Anderson, who is now out of the game. Got him. That was just challenge. 97 miles an hour.
97 from the left side with that arm action. You just don't see that often. It's almost like a Sale, right? Like that Sale arm action.
He does, Chris Sale. He's got a little Chris Sale in him.
Longoria is just laughing like, how am I supposed to hit that?
Think about what Belt must be thinking standing in. At least Longoria got to see him from the right side. Low for ball 1. Well, he was an all-star. He's got more strikeouts than any reliever in the National League. You saw he's got 11 saves. And most of those, he's got 6 different saves of 2+ innings. So a lot of times he'll come in the 7th or the 8th, and if he's just rolling, they just let him go. So he's not the closer. That's kind of what you were talking about. But if he does come into the game a little later, he will often just finish what he starts out of the bullpen. He's fallen behind Belt 3-0.
And he's had, I know one I saw, but I mean, he's had a couple outings, I think, where he's come out for 7 guys. Didn't he have that time where he punched out 7, saw 7 or something? It was something crazy like that with the Reds. Or
you got to be a little more specific.
You don't know that? You don't. I mean, you're supposed to know all that stuff.
Yeah. Didn't he have one of those outings where he punched out a bunch of guys? Yeah, he did. He did. 3-1 to Belt.
Oh man, these guys keep me humble. It's great. He's obviously had a whole year, Jeremy, where he's punched out a lot of guys.
The league is hitting 126 against him. And a generous pitcher's strike. Belt thought it was ball 4. I thought it was ball 4. He thought it was ball 4.
Belt knows the strike zone. Like Kipe says, better than most umpires. Goes down.
That's the old line with Belt. Just let him call it. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
3-2. He stays alive.
There's a lot of times I think Belt probably has the personality where he would be in favor of the computerized strike zone. I think he's the kind of guy that would be all for it.
Ask Bruce Bochy right now. He might be in favor of it.
Yeah.
3-2. Yanked that one foul. I tell you what, Belt's hanging in there against Hader. One of the interesting and I'm sure frustrating things about this year for Belt, because he has always been a guy who can hit left-handed pitching from the left side, and this year his numbers against lefties are way down. And I don't know if there's a good explanation for it, but that is not who he is. He takes ball 4. He earned that one.
Yeah. Twice. Earned it twice, actually.
Well, that's base runner for the Giants with Nick Hundley coming up. I mean, doesn't it surprise you Belt's hitting .227 against left-handed pitching?
Yeah, because he does usually how he sets up. He stays with that shoulder closed. Like he can stay in on that. But, I mean, as the league gets to know you and maybe how you might be feeling that year, sometimes it's just they're able to throw a pitch to you this year. And it could be also the kind of lefties he's facing now, too. Could be maybe better, younger, so the kind of lefties that he was facing last year, maybe they kind of threw it to more his hitting plane. And I mean, if you're facing guys like this guy on the mound, which there's not a lot of them, obviously, but there's some pretty good left-handed relievers in that National League West.
And there are a lot of left-handed starters. I mean, we see so many left-handed pitchers in the National League West. You got to be able to hit lefties to survive in this division. The Brewers are in a stretch where they saw 3 lefties from the Cubs. Giants will pitch 2 out of 3 lefties, and then they go to Wrigley Field and see more lefties with the Cubs.
Yeah.
So they're kind of feeling like a National League West team this last week or so. 0-2. Hundley strikes out swinging. 2 down. One thing Shaw said, which I totally agreed with after his first couple games where he struck out a bunch of times, and he said something like, well, I mean, yeah, I would rather not strike out, but it was Zach Wheeler and Noah Syndergaard. Those were my first two starts as a big leaguer. Now you get to see this guy spins a slider in there for a strike.
Yeah, those are not the guys that are like, oh, yeah, I got this. I don't think a lot of guys wake up that morning knowing they're facing those 2 guys and race to the ballpark.
It's been a baptism by fire for Chris Shaw. Goes after that inside fastball. 0-2. Well, that's one thing we've seen him do. It's not just been chasing up. Shaw will chase in and sometimes way in.
Yeah. And that's just him not zeroing in on his area that he's supposed to be focused on yet. I think that the good hitters, they kind of they track a ball, but they're almost like they got their eyesight knowing that, okay, if the ball's here, I have to swing. If it's here, if I don't have to swing, I'm not gonna. And that helps them have a game plan.
Good take there. 1-2. Well, he's drawn a walk, plus he's driven in a run with a ground out in a spot where the play called for him to put the ball in play. He's had a positive night, facing a very tough lefty here with a runner at first and 2 down. Had a good swing on an inside fastball. Still 1-2. They made Hader throw 20 pitches already. This will be his 21st. Got him with the slider. Nasty. So he strikes out 3. It works around the walk. Middle of the 6th. It's still 2-2 with the big hitters coming up for the Brewers. You get to pick the most memorable. To vote for tonight's matchup, go to NBCSportsBayArea.com. You can also go on Twitter at NBCSGiants. Winner of this round will be announced on Giants Postgame Live. And the contestants, the 2014 pennant-winning home run by Travis Ishikawa, and then Bonds, number 756. It's a pretty good candidate. So check it out. Vote on. They are all good. 60 moments in 60 years. You're going to find some good ones. Christian Yelich against Derek Holland. Yelich 0 for 2 so far. Tie game. You got the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for Milwaukee. Holland's only given up the 2 hits. They both came in the first inning, and one of them was a 2-run homer. He's pitching Yelich very tough tonight. Yelich, what a year. .315 batting average, 27 home runs.
He's always been a guy for me that I feel. I mean, he was good in Miami, but there was another level that he could go to. He went to it this year, but you could see it. There had to be, and almost like a Carlos Beltran type body, 5-tool player. Definitely showing how good he is at the plate this year with his power, batting average. I mean, everything. You know, like
everything.
I think
he's an MVP candidate.
He's an MVP. And he should be.
That one way inside, ball 4. So that's a mistake for Holland. He walks Yelich, the lefty, with the right-handed hitters coming up. We were talking about those 60 moments in 60 years of San Francisco Giants baseball. This is the contender tonight, August 7th, 2007. So remember to cast your vote. An unforgettable night at the ballpark back in 2007. We had the retirement ceremony for Barry this summer. So number 25 is retired forever. Jesus Aguilar ahead of the count. Hits a little squibber. Holland will take the out at first. I think he had a chance to go to second base, and whether he just wasn't comfortable or what. Yelich is in scoring position.
Yeah, I think he definitely could have turned 2 on that. Not a very fast runner at the plate. Plenty. Yelich is only halfway. I mean, I'm throwing it, but if you didn't have a good grip on the ball, you don't throw it there, because if you don't feel comfortable and you sail it in the outfield and you don't at least get one, it causes a lot more problems than what he has right now. So I think that if he didn't feel comfortable, he made the right move.
But now the go-ahead runner is in scoring position. Giants going to walk Braun intentionally, which is an interesting decision. I mean, Braun did hit the 2-run homer in the first inning.
There he is saying, "My bad," right there. He knew it. So he had a good enough grip on it. He just didn't. And sometimes in your head, you know who's at first, and they hit that, and it's not a rocket back to you. So you turn around, and it's almost like, I'm going to look, but he's probably already there. So you're really not in your brain and in your mind mentally already throwing that guy out. And you have to be committed to throw the ball to second base, man.
Giants do have some bullpen activity now. Holland up to 76 pitches. Scope, who's got a lot of power, very aggressive hitter. You see the on-base average. He does not want to walk. He wants to swing the bat. 3 home runs with the Brewers. Ball 1. Hunter Strickland is the guy who's getting loose. So you have a left-handed hitter, Shaw, on deck. My guess would be that if the trouble persists, Holland would be asked to get through Shaw, and then maybe Bochy would have Strickland ready at that point. We'll see. 2-0. It's an impressive foul ball, but it's really a foul ball.
Yeah. It's really far left.
That guy probably was not thinking that a souvenir was coming his way.
Be really surprised if he had a glove on, and he doesn't. He's got a bratwurst in his hand. He doesn't have a glove on it.
Well, here in Milwaukee, people have their priorities.
That's right.
2-1 to Scope. 2 on, 1 out. That is right there. Fastball 2-2. And Scope, that's a pitch he doesn't often take. Maybe looking for something else. He got called out on strikes in the 4th inning. Way inside, 3-2. He's seen Derek Holland before from his time in the American League. 3 hits, 8 at bats coming in his career against Holland. Well, we'll see. The Brewers have a little bit of speed out there. Are they willing to send the runners? 3-2. Holland wanted to find out whether maybe somebody was going to leave early. That somebody being Christian Yelich. He's going to go through the signs again. 3-2. Runner's not going anywhere, and Scope sprays one foul.
I mean, this is the biggest out in the game.
This is it.
There's not bases loaded. It's not like you have bases. He does have a base open, but you're wanting to get the double play ball. This next guy on at the plate, being that he's left-handed, okay, but he also has the potential for some power. So this is a guy you're wanting to. This out right here is big.
Three and 2. He got him to hit a foul ball on a pitch way inside. I think that's kind of the point with Scope, is that he is dangerous. He's got power. He can do damage, but he's a hard guy to walk. I think as a pitcher, you feel like you can get him to chase.
Yeah.
Ouch.
And my guess is he's going to swing if the ball's in the air. If you throw one in the dirt or way away and up, like not even like a chance for him to get to it, you'll walk him. But my guess is if it starts over that white plate, he's going to be swinging regardless.
So Holland has to do it again here against Jonathan Scope. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. Another 3-2. He got him to chase. Strike 3 swinging.
He was in swing mode. That's a big pitch in that situation. I mean, it takes some gut to throw it, but you got to believe that if I start that ball in the outer half and it moves late enough, he's going to do that right there and swing over, because he's in swing mode. He wants to drive those runs in. Good pitch.
Really good. So now we'll see for Derek Holland. That was his 7th strikeout, meaning on the mound. My guess would be that no matter what, this is going to be his last hitter of the game.
I would agree with you on that. He feels that. There's a lot of times you feel that, right? Like you're out there and like, I know this is my last hitter. I want to get out of this. I want to complete the inning. So I got to bear down right here. Sometimes it works in your favor, or it does not work in your favor, but a lot of times it kind of wants you to lock you in and finish strong.
2 on, 2 out for Shaw. He takes a very close pitch for a ball. Shaw has driven one to deep center field and walked. So it does seem like much more than most left-handed hitters, he's seeing the ball pretty well against Holland. Holland has just owned the lefties this year. It doesn't look like Shaw is feeling that uncomfortable. 2-0. Big pitch to make here against a guy who's got big power. Yanked foul. Derek Holland trying to figure out a way to get through this jam here in the 6th inning, keep the game tied. It's 2-2, Giants and the Brewers. That is a ball. Wow.
See, the frustrating thing about that is if you're going to call it, then you need to call it. But in a big situation like this, he's putting the ball where you've been allowing the strike zone to be, and he's not missing it. So if you to do that, to me, you're telling everybody in the ballpark you're just inconsistent. You can have a bad night, but he's definitely having a bad night.
That one is drilled foul.
He's making him work for these outs.
Yep. Yelich drew a walk to start the inning. Aguilar hit the little comebacker. They walked Braun intentionally. Scope saw 8 pitches from Holland. Eventually struck out. Now Travis Shaw has worked the count full. 3-2. With 2 down, we know the runners are going to take off. There they go. And it's way outside, ball 4. So now we'll test our theory. Is that the last hitter for Derek Holland? He has walked, the bases loaded. We'll see what Bruce Bochy thinks. Sure didn't look like he was coming out.
He wasn't moving real quick, or he wasn't moving as quick as he usually does. Put it that way.
Yeah, because when I think of Bruce Bochy, I think quick. Well, he's showing a lot of faith in Derek Holland here.
Well, he's probably showing that. Honest, as a manager, you're looking at it, the stuff's there. He might not be getting a call, but I think he's competing.
So you got Perez with the bases loaded, taking ball 1. A walk forces in the go-ahead run. Well, now he gets a call on the corner. One and 1 to the Brewers shortstop tonight, Hernan Perez. 9 home runs on the year. He chases. Strike 2, swinging. Can he get one more? One and 2. That one is yanked down the left field line. Foul. Yelich, Braun, Shaw, the base runners for the Brewers, all by way of the walk. Another 1-2. That is strike 3 called right on the inside.
Great pitch. Great pitch.
His manager showed a lot of faith in him, and he made Bruce Bochy look good. Dwayne Kuiper will come back and join Jeremy. It's 2-2.
It's Star Wars Day. Your special event and package includes a Giants Cantina rubber match statuette and a ticket to watch the Giants take on the Rockies. See you and your fellow Jedi Masters at AT&T Park. Visit sfgiants.com/special events for tickets. Top of the 7th, 2-2, Giants Brewers. And back with me from his loneliness over there, Mr. Dwayne Kuiper.
Yeah, but I was right with everything I said.
Dwayne, no arguments.
No, here's Gorkys Hernandez. And Gorkys takes outside for a ball. Did I see you trying to give away my Kringle?
Yeah, I was taking bidders. They weren't taking me. They didn't offer enough.
Remember who paid for it?
That's why I was taking bidders.
There's a strike call on the outside corner. Hansen on deck, and then Holland. And the pitch. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. You better be ready for the fastball. This. Now that.
Oof.
You got to have 2 spoons.
Mom's like, let me show you how to do this.
Yeah. It's 2-2. Good ball game. How about Holland? He gives up 2 hits in the first inning and then none after that.
And that was he worked for that last inning.
Got him. Forced strikeout for Hader. Time now for what's built for baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Hansen's home run in the 5th inning. He led off the inning with the big fly to tie the game. I'm telling you, it's going to happen where, and we saw it with the Astros, and I don't have any problems with the way they celebrate, do the stare at the camera, but it's going to become part of everybody's routine, and there's going to have to be a camera in every dugout.
Yeah, got to sell the sizzle.
In the dirt to Hansen.
I mean, pretty soon it's going to be, you have to hit it really far, let everybody know that you hit it really far before you run around the bases, and then come into the dugout and then retell everybody that you hit it really far by your actions.
Whatever your dance you're going to do, or your act, or whatever. But everybody's going to have an act. Well, not everybody.
I don't think Buster's going to have an act.
Buster's not going to have an act. Swinging a foul back. It's 1-2. Hunter Pence is on deck.
Still the greatest warm-up swing in baseball right there.
Oh, I will miss that.
I mean, wow.
I thought Rowan's was bad, and then Hunter showed up.
Oof.
Hansen, little jam shot, and Scope puts it away. Not sure what you write down in your scorecard, pop up or soft line drive, but it's an out. And here's Hunter Pence. This ought to be spirited at bat. Hunter's been drinking coffee all day.
Yeah. He's ready.
He will find the hot local coffee spot.
Yes. I found a hot local coffee spot today. I can't remember the name of it. It's good coffee though.
High foul down the right field line and out of play. Hunter with 1 batting glove. And he's choking up. And a curveball for a strike. That's not fair. It's 0-2.
I mean, this guy's stuff. He has 97, but then he has that breaking ball that's hard and late at the same time. So gets on you quick and it moves after you decide to swing.
Foul back. So that's what makes that curveball, makes that fastball look even faster. Great note today, by the way, the Cincinnati game, 2.5-hour rain delay. They've started the game, but it's fireworks night in Cincinnati. Friday night fireworks. They did the fireworks during the rain delay.
Hey,
that's awesome.
Yeah, they paid for it. It's like we're going to show it,
entertain them. Penn Stake's outside, and I was thinking maybe that should be a rule. If any rain delay in a night game, break out the fireworks.
Yeah. Well, there's not going to be any fires.
No, it's the safest time to have fireworks. Got him. 96 at the knees. That'll end the inning. Hader's got 5 strikeouts. It remains 2-2.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California.
Here at Miller Park, it's a 2-2 ball game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. Hunter Strickland comes into the game. Curtis Granderson, one of the new Brewers, is going to pinch hit.
Hunter Strickland, 3.03 ERA. 14 saves and 18 opportunities. Come in throwing some heat.
And Granderson takes a called strike.
Strickland's rested. He's had some days off, right? Didn't pitch in Denver. Off day yesterday.
Granderson takes high. Granderson with the Brewers is 2 for 5 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Overshift is on. Never heard one person say a bad word about Curtis Granderson.
Great guy. Great guy. Done a lot for the communities that he's played in. Done a lot for the union and getting them to be aware of what is happening in the communities around the country. He's been a good ambassador to the game.
And he's now back involved in a pennant race with the Brewers. Strickland in the 2-1 pitch. A little bit outside, 3-1. Swing and a miss. Granderson trying to break the tie. Now the overshift is on as Longoria moves to the right of second base. On the ground, foul. So Granderson spoils a good pitch. It remains at 3-2. We're in the 7th. Strickland rubs up a new baseball. First pitch tonight was in the mid-60s. Three and 2. And the pitch. Here it is. He walked him.
I have seen that called a strike tonight, by the way.
You haven't.
Oh, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Thames is the pinch hitter. So Counsell's going to clean out his bench here in the 7th. See the average, but look at the home runs and the runs batted in. So I'm going to foul back. That's what he does. There's a pitch that, I don't know if you've ever seen a pitch that's called right down the middle. That was right down the middle.
I wouldn't go there again. You need to stay away from that part with this guy.
Outside, not close. 1 ball and 1 strike. Holland ends up with a no decision. And a throw to first. And back is Granderson. The Brewers with only 2 hits in the game. But they've drawn 6 walks. Thus there has been stressful pitches thrown in the 4th, the 6th, and now here in the 7th. Two and 1 to Thames. Longoria is now going to move to the shortstop position. Hansen moves to the right of second base. So Longoria really becomes your shortstop when you're playing without a third baseman. 2 and 1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 and 2.
Pretty good back-to-back changeups right there. Misfired the last one and came right back with it again. See, Strick has made some adjustments this year to the league, and he's starting to throw more changeups and breaking balls. He's not just all fastballs, and he's starting to pitch a little more.
So now all of a sudden this is the biggest pitch of the game.
Tripled up on him. Changeup. That's gonna be a changeup, right?
Yep.
88.
Yep. 3-2. We'll keep an eye on Granderson. He does not go, and it's outside. He walked him. So back-to-back walks. Now you put yourself in trouble. And the hitter is going to be Lorenzo Cain.
See Watson starting to get warmed up, getting loose down there. Probably going to be, I mean, really, this is probably Strick's last hitter.
Yeah. We got Yelich coming up. So if you know that, not that you're holding back anything anyway, you can go after Cain with whatever you got. And he shows bunt, and he takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Way outside, 2-0. I was going to say, I can't imagine Cain would be bunting that.
No. I think he was showing bunt, see if he's going to throw a strike.
I think you're right.
And Strick's frustrated. And one of the things happens to Strick a little bit, when he gets out of whack, he gets side to side. And you're seeing that. You're seeing him missing arm side, he's missing glove side, because he's turning his shoulders when he goes home. He doesn't hold that body line all the way through home plate, and he's kind of yanking balls, and you can throw it way outside that way too, because you can yank balls arm side, or then as you fly open, the ball pushes out, and you can see he is a little bit side to side. And that is his, for me, if I were to watch him and when he's pitching, if I see that, that's the trigger for me to let him know, hey, you're side to side again. You're not going to command the strike zone.
Here's Cain. It's 2-0. High fly ball, center field. Gorky Hernandez will catch. Granderson will bluff. And that's a big out and a big pitch. So Cain retired. Here's Bruce Bochy coming out.
It was a big pitch in multiple ways because he didn't allow any of the runners to advance. So the double play is still in order here for Watson coming into the ball game. Yelich's a pretty fast runner, but he can hit into some double plays.
Watson's coming in. We got a new pitcher. We have a 2-2 ball game, and we'll be back. you see the numbers for Watson. He's had a good year.
Yeah, 2.91, 58, 2/3 innings pitched, less hits to innings pitched, and more strikeouts. And his strikeout to walk ratio was very good. He's been very, very good for Bruce Bochy this year. And Bochy trusts him in really big situations.
And he's going to go after Yelich. And Yelich in his career against Watson is 0 for 3. Yelich tonight is rolled out twice. And then Holland issued a walk to Yelich in the 6th. Watson to the plate, and Yelich with a high fouled on the right field line and out of play. Yelich thinking I needed to wait on that pitch one click more.
Yeah, starting out with those curveballs, which he does so well, you're trying to slow the guy up so he's not, you know, you can sneak a fastball by him. And they're going to swing a lot of times first pitch. You're right, he almost got that one.
Comes back with another one. It's also up. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Aguilar to follow. It's a 2-2 ball game. Granderson is at second. Ames is at first. They reach by way of the walk. Now timeout is called. I think Yelich stepped out. And the 1-1 swing and a miss. 1-2. The 1-2 to Yelich. Got him. The box says he got him. Yelich is saying no. And I know you're a big fan of the box.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man. If that thing says a strike, it's a strike. It's a great pitch. I understand you're frustrated as a hitter because he probably wanted to come through in that situation. But sometimes you got to tip your hat to the pitcher and be like, you got me. And pretty sure the Milwaukee hitters have been getting a favorable strike zone tonight.
Yeah, I mean, plus, I think if you're Yelich, you have to go back, look at that, and go, all right, yeah, you got it.
And maybe walk up and say, I'm sorry.
He might. Here's Aguilar, who calls timeout. Aguilar is 0 for 3. And a called strike.
But our boy Adam Hamari behind the play, right? He's having a rough go from both sides of the bench.
Yeah,
you know,
as long as you hear it from both sides into the gap, it's going to score 1 for sure. Here comes the back runner, Thames. He's going to score, and it's 4-2. So the 2 walks eventually come in here in the 7th, and Aguilar comes up with a big hit.
And he threw it. I haven't watched Aguilar hit a whole lot, but I'm saying he's a low ball hitter. He was chasing balls up all night and couldn't get to them. And the first low ball that he gets, he drives it into the gap. He pretty much, I think, just unfortunately threw it into his swing path right there. It didn't work out. And you know what? There's no one that feels worse than a guy like Watson right now on the mound, because Like, you don't, as a reliever, the last thing you want to do is give up anybody's run. You'd rather give up your own, but not anybody else's. And I'm sure he's hit 2 outs too. That's the unfortunate thing, and that'll frustrate a lot of guys for good reason.
Here's Scope. Scope is 0 for 3. And he swings and fouls this one out of play. See the RBI leaders this season. Aguilar's got 97.
Yeah, like Fleming said, for a guy that the Indians just said, hey, you're not going to cut it, to bang out 97 RBIs, that's a pretty good pickup by the Brewers.
Unbelievable. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Well, I wonder how many years it took the Twins to get over letting David Ortiz go.
Yeah. I don't think they ever got over it. I guess once Morneau started hitting homers and not playing as much first base, but
Watson strikes out Scope. Damage done. 2 runs for the Brewers. It's now 4-2 Milwaukee. Toyota dealer. Holland only gave up 2 hits. One of them was a 2-run home run to Ryan Braun. Chase Anderson gave up a couple of runs. Hanson's got a solo home run. But Aguilar's hit right now is the difference. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. So Soria is your new pitcher.
3.08 ERA, 49 2/3. Just been acquired to help bolster the back end of that pen. A lot of Giants fans might remember him from 2014 World Series, Kansas City Royals.
There's a call strike.
Came over from the White Sox, correct?
I believe he did.
Former closer.
Former closer.
Really good closer, actually. Little curveball.
Joe Panik tonight is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. So Panik trying to reach. Giants trail by 2. On-seam ball. The new second baseman is Perez, and he throws him out. So here's Slater. Arcia is now at short. As Slater takes a called strike. Granderson is in right field. It's now turned into a spring training game. Kratz is catching. And tight. And Yelich is in left. Your changes. And it's 1-1 to Slater, who is 0 for 3. 2-1. Slater trying to get on for Longoria. Swing. And gonna miss. 1-2. The Dodgers have taken a 4-2 lead on the Rockies. That game in the bottom of the 5th in Colorado. It's a Clayton Kershaw game. Two and two. Oh, maybe a little flinch by Adam Hamari.
I think he's tired of getting yelled at.
This is flinch. Yep.
He wanted to.
Got him. Well, manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats. RBI Baseball 18. It's available now. You can learn more at rbigame.com. Rated R. Rated E for everyone. It's pretty tough to be rated R for everyone.
I was waiting for that.
Rated E for everyone.
Rated R for everyone. Everybody can play.
That's right. Here's Longoria with 2 outs as he takes a pitch down low.
I was just waiting because I was like, why are we advertising for an R-rated video game?
I'm sure you would have picked me up.
I would have corrected you.
Yeah, of course. Into left center field. It's hanging up for Yelich, and he makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. 4-2 Milwaukee.
Baseball on NBC Sports Bay Area, home of the authentic fan.
Yep, our fans.
There he is.
Beer, brats, and baseball, Milwaukee's finest. And there's our Giants vacations, folks.
Okert, new pitcher in the ball game for the Giants in the bottom of the 8th. Milwaukee up 4-2.
And the first pitch is down low. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Those are his numbers from AAA. This is his first game this year with the Giants. And guys, talking to Hergis, they like him.
Yeah,
they like his new stuff.
They think he's settled down a little bit.
Yeah, gained some velocity, picked up a little bit of a better command with his breaking ball. Just talking with him at dinner the other night, he just seemed pretty excited about him, the guys that got called up recently.
Shaw has walked twice in this game. And he pops this one up. Longoria over by the Giants dugout, and it's going to be into the dugout. Two balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swinging a pop-up just below us. Easy down there. Brewer fan went after that like I did the last year I played. You pick it up when it stops rolling. Now that was a close pitch.
I mean,
I know you wanted
not
that
even
to be
gonna
a
comment.
strike. You wanted that to be a strike.
Man, I don't.
Foul back. So you think this is a strike?
I'm going to say that's a strike. It's even in the box. Maybe he should just turn around and look at us, and we'll let him know if he's going to guess like that.
I'm telling you, I'm leaning more towards the box. Hunley's going to watch this one sail out of play. Yeah, I had it. Yeah, that one's not coming back. 3-2. And another payoff pitch. On the ground to Panic. Panic on the backhand, kicks it around. And Shaw is aboard. Is that going to be a hometown hit?
It shouldn't be. A lot of times when they backhand it, they can do that, but I think at the major league level that should be made. So I think that, I mean, even Panic will probably tell you he thinks he booted it, you know?
Yep. So here's Perez. Not a hometown hit. The official score, a former pitcher. So an error on Joe Panic. Perez with the ball and no strikes. And a bunt. First base side. Foul. trying to fix Jeremy's scorecard. If you heard a light pause in the action. All right, these two little guys. Yeah, one ball, two kids the same age. You can't cut it in half. Foul back. It's 1-2.
The new intentional walk rule throws me for a loop because I don't ever pay attention to that. So all of a sudden they're on first.
Well, I was saying it over on the radio side. I think for folks at home, it's fine. But for people in the park, if they look down, as Perez strikes out swinging, if they look down and they see Braun at first, they have no idea how he got there.
Yeah. I didn't even know he was there. That's how bad it was. Yeah. I might have been eating popcorn at that time.
No, I wouldn't.
Or the cream.
It's kind of my policy. Don't throw yourself under the bus. Here's Broxton, Keon Broxton.
That looks good.
Broxton, a very exciting, speedy player. Facing Oker, the pitch. And on the outside corner for a strike. I think he's throwing the ball nice and easy.
With some velocity behind it. 93.
Down year for Broxton. It became a down year for Broxton when Lorenzo Cain signed here, because Broxton and Cain play the same position. And a soft toss to first. Shaw reached on the air. Standing on first with a count of 0-2 to Broxton. Saladino is on deck. Here's the pitch. Got him.
Good pitch.
Here's Saladino.
Good little breaking ball in the outside corner. He wanted it in, but those backup breaking balls, like we talked about in Denver, like that's the hardest pitch to hit sometimes in baseball, especially if it starts away and ends away. Like you're automatically thinking that ball's out, and it came right back the last second.
Saladino. I saw a lot of Saladino in San Francisco. There's a breaking ball outside, 1-0. If I just said the one with the stash, then you would know who it is. Five home runs, 16 runs batted in, and a pitch down low. It's 2-0. Oker trying to pitch to an error that opened up the inning. And he gets the call. Kind of close. 2 balls and 1 strike. Do you sometimes think the box is distracting? Or you look at it all the time now, don't you?
I do, because if they took that away, I mean, I'd be thinking even more strikes probably, you know?
I think you're right. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
But then on the other hand, it gives me a lot of things to gripe about when I'm up here watching it though too, you know? They're human. They're human. You know, they're gonna have a bad day. It's part of the game. Just he's had a bad pitch every other pitch that's been thrown. You know?
Runners go. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. to end the inning, and Okert in the end strikes out the side. All right. 9th inning coming up. Pre and post game live. It airs before and after every game. It's the only live locally produced 49ers pre and post game show, and will air prior to every home and away game, every game. So 49ers pregame live makes its season debut on this Sunday, the 9th at 9 a.m. as the 49ers open up against the Minnesota Vikings. Greg Papa, he's going to be the host. Former players Dante Whitner, Ian Williams, they're going to join the network as analysts. Laura Britch, he's going to be part of it. So it's all good. And we welcome the 49ers season. We're all looking forward to football. And we're looking forward to this, the pre and post game show on NBC Sports Bay Area. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. It's Jeffries is your new pitcher.
Jeremy Jeffries.
Nice to see the base runner to get the tie and run to the plate. And Belt fouls it back. Broxton is now in right field. With Hundley to follow. Brewers lead 4-2. The pitch. Outside to Belt. Belt's been known to take a walk. He's 1 for 2 and a walk. Two 1 pitch. Here it is. Swinging a line drive foul. The ball bounces around in the seats. Brewers are keeping the attendance number a secret tonight. So 2-2 to Belt. Looking at an overshift. It's a confident guy who knows the strike zone to take that pitch. Three and 2. Check swing, roller foul. They have now announced the attendance. 30,916. No, not all relatives. The 3-2 pitch. Dealt with a swing. I'm going to miss. He got him.
How many does this place hold? 50, 45, 50?
What's the capacity? 42.
42.
So that's about the same as AT&T Park.
Yeah.
So here's Hundley. Hundley is 1 for 3. Hundley singled in the second. Jeffress running that ball in there to Hundley. It's 0-1. It's pretty amazing. The Brewers only 3 hits in this game. 0-2. A home run to knock in 2 and a double to knock in 2. That's it. And the 2 runs that scored in the 7th reached on a walk.
Just seems they've been snake bit. It's like the last couple games now. They've given up like 3 hits and 5 runs, or 2 hits and 3 runs.
Got him.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Bruce Bochy's not going to hang around in this game.
No. I think he threw Bochy out before he said anything.
Tom Hallion's going to try to save Adam Hamari, but I'm doubtful that's going to work either.
Hey, I'm okay with the fire. I'm okay with someone finally getting mad. I mean, Giants need a little of that, you know, like, be upset. Hundley's been building all.
Well, look, he's
behind the dish.
He's watched it from the other angle, right?
Yeah. He hadn't been getting. It's not like he's been getting the calls. So here's that pitch. And I would be willing to say that as someone watching that, I'd say that's a strike.
It is.
But he has gotten a lot of calls like that where they weren't giving it to him when he's catching. So I think he's just trying to figure out.
So here's Shaw with 2 outs. And on the ground, it'll be Arcia, the long throw, and they got him, and that's the ball game. So game 1 in this 3-game series, it's going to go to the Brewers in a game where you could almost say that the Giants outpitched them, with the exception of 2 pitches, and that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, it's frustrating in that clubhouse right now. I can tell you that. This is a frustrating deal, but pitchers are doing their jobs. Defense played pretty good tonight. Couldn't score enough runs.
Final score here at Miller Park, it's the Brewers 4 and the Giants 2. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live, presented by Toyota, which starts right now.